Have you ever noticed that the more you chase money, the more it seems to slip away? You hustle, you stress, you plan, and yet peace feels distant, and satisfaction never arrives. But the moment you stop running after it blindly, something powerful happens. Rizq begins to find you. Barakah enters your life from places you never imagined. This is not just a coincidence, it's a divine reality. When you shift your focus from chasing dunya to pleasing Allah, the dunya starts chasing you. In this powerful reminder by Mufti Menk, we'll uncover the deeper truth behind wealth, contentment, and purpose. You'll discover why trusting in Allah, detaching from greed, and aligning your life with your true purpose can unlock blessings that hustle alone never could. If you're tired of the endless chase and ready to experience the freedom of faith, stay with us. This message might change your life forever. 1. The illusion of chasing wealth. In today's world, we are constantly taught that success lies in running after money. From a young age, we're programmed to believe that the more wealth we accumulate, the happier and more secure we'll be. But in reality, this chase often leads to disappointment and emptiness. The more a person becomes obsessed with material gain, the more they feel unfulfilled, no matter how much they earn. There's always a bigger number to reach, a better lifestyle to achieve. This endless pursuit becomes a trap, robbing us of inner peace and spiritual clarity. Instead of finding contentment, people become slaves to their desires, always feeling that something is missing. Islam reminds us that chasing the dunya without balancing it with purpose and remembrance of Allah only drains the soul. When wealth becomes the center of our lives, we begin to lose sight of the blessings that can't be bought. 2. The danger of prioritizing dunya. When a person places the dunya above everything else, above faith, family, and purpose, the heart begins to harden. Prioritizing wealth, status, and worldly success over obedience to Allah leads to spiritual decline. It becomes easy to justify missing prayers, compromising values, or engaging in dishonest dealings, all in the name of success. The problem isn't money itself, it's the place it holds in our hearts. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, warned us about this when he said that the love of this world is the root of all evil. When we become so focused on the material world, we forget that it is temporary. Our purpose isn't to collect riches, but to worship Allah and live a meaningful, balanced life. Chasing dunya without moderation blinds us to the reality of the hereafter. And the more we cling to it, the more we lose sight of who we are and where we're truly heading. 3. True rizq comes from Allah, not hustle, alone. In Islam, we are taught to strive and work hard, but never to forget that our sustenance, our rizq, comes solely from Allah. No matter how many hours we put in, how many businesses we start, or how clever our strategies are, we will only receive what Allah has written for us. Hustling is not haram, but believing that success comes only from our efforts is a mistake. There are countless people who work day and night, yet struggle to make ends meet, and others who do little but live in ease. This shows that rizq is not always linked to effort. It is tied to Allah's will and wisdom. When we focus entirely on hustle and forget the one who provides, we end up exhausting ourselves physically and spiritually. True success lies in balancing effort with sincere reliance on Allah, remembering that He alone controls the doors of wealth and provision. 4. The blessing of Tawakkul, trust in Allah. Tawakkul, or trusting in Allah, is one of the most powerful spiritual tools a believer can hold. It means doing your best, taking the necessary steps, and then leaving the outcome in Allah's hands, with full confidence in His wisdom. When a person truly embraces tawakkul, they no longer stress over results, income, or missed opportunities. They know that what is meant for them will never miss them, and what misses them was never meant to be. This inner trust brings peace, even in the midst of uncertainty. Allah promises in the Quran, whoever places their trust in Allah, He is sufficient for them. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. When we stop panicking over rizq and start trusting the provider, we begin to witness unexpected doors opening. Allah sends provision in ways we never imagined, through means that don't always make sense to the mind, but are perfectly planned by the divine. 5. Detachment brings freedom. When you detach your heart from the love of wealth, you experience a level of freedom that money can never buy. This doesn't mean you abandon your responsibilities or stop earning a living. It means you're no longer controlled by it. You stop defining your worth by your bank balance or possessions. Instead, you begin to value peace, purpose, and connection with Allah above all. This detachment creates space in your life for gratitude, generosity, and spiritual clarity. You're not constantly comparing yourself to others or chasing what they have. You no longer fear loss because your heart isn't anchored to temporary things. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lived simply, yet his contentment and strength were unmatched. When you detach from dunya, you begin to live with more presence and less pressure. You realize that true richness lies not in ownership, but in the ability to walk away from anything that distracts you from Allah. 6. Use wealth, don't worship. Islam never discourages earning wealth. In fact, it encourages halal earnings and financial responsibility. But the danger lies in turning wealth into an object of worship. When money becomes the center of a person's life, they begin to compromise their values, relationships, and even their connection with Allah to protect or increase it. Wealth is meant to be a tool, a means to serve, build, and give, not a goal to chase blindly. The companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, were successful traders and businessmen, yet their hearts were never attached to wealth. They used it for the sake of Allah, feeding the poor, freeing slaves, supporting the ummah. They owned wealth, but it never owned them. That's the difference. When you use money with the right intention, it brings barakah. But when you worship it, intentionally or unknowingly, it becomes a test that distances you from true peace and the eternal success of the hereafter. 7. Real wealth is contentment. Qana'ah. Contentment. Qana'ah is the true definition of wealth in Islam. A person who is content with what Allah has given them, sleeps peacefully, smiles easily, and carries no burden of greed. They are not constantly chasing more, nor are they bitter about what they lack. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, "Richness is not having many possessions, but richness is being content within the soul." This contentment brings freedom from envy, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. It allows you to appreciate your blessings without needing validation from others. In reality, many people who appear rich are poor in spirit, always wanting more, always comparing. But the one who is truly rich is the one who says, Alhamdulillah, with sincerity, even in times of little. Contentment doesn't mean you stop striving. It means you are grateful for every stage. And when you live with gratitude, Allah promises to increase you in ways beyond your imagination. 8. Money follows purpose, not the other way around. When you live with purpose, seeking Allah's pleasure, serving others, and striving to do good, money naturally begins to follow. This is a divine principle. Those who chase meaning over materialism often find that provision comes to them without the stress or desperation. But those who chase money without direction often feel empty even after gaining it. Allah places barakah in the path of those who align their goals with righteousness. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his companions lived with clear purpose, and Allah opened the doors of sustenance for them in remarkable ways. When your focus shifts from how can I get more to how can I serve more, the rizq that reaches you is not only sufficient, but blessed. You may not become the richest in numbers, but you'll be rich in peace, in gratitude, and in impact. Let your purpose be your compass, and let money be the result, not the reason. When you stop chasing money and start chasing purpose, Allah opens doors you never knew existed. Remember, true rizq is not just what's in your hand. It's what brings peace to your heart. Trust in Allah, live with contentment, and use your wealth to please Him. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pious Deen for more powerful reminders. May Allah bless you with halal rizq, a pure heart, and endless barakah. Comment below, Ya Allah, grant me contentment and bless my rizq. Let's spread this beautiful dua together.